Welcome back, my beautiful friends. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York. I'm your host, Zen Sams. In our Millennial Mom segment coming up in just a few, brought to us by OGPay.com, we are featuring the beautiful Danielle Desantis, supermama, wifey, small business owner, and singer. Now, she met her husband right here in New York City and lived here for most of her 20s. In fact, I remember teaching her in a workshop called The Business of Acting over a decade ago. At the time, she was dating her husband, Louis, who worked a pretty high intensity finance job. She was a professional singer in Manhattan and she was doing great. Now, the couple started a bakery called Bear's Cup back in May of 2019 in Bolton Landing, right after their son Teddy came along. And this year, they had their second baby. Her name is Stella Lou, and Danielle opened her second business, Loda. Today, we're chatting about the rise of female restaurant owners and entrepreneurs. Now, the phrase, a woman's place is in the kitchen, is an old-fashioned and inherently sexist one. In the 21st century, women are metaphorically still in the kitchen, but in the role of restaurant operators, owners, head chefs, CEOs of restaurant businesses, and so much more. And the relationship between women and food is deeply rooted throughout history, in fact. Women were the gatherers of nomadic groups, holding the knowledge of what was edible and where to find it. Women have traditionally held the role of the head chef in a household, but too often this doesn't translate beyond the home kitchen. But it does in Danielle's life. And here to chat career, motherhood, marriage, and restaurants is the amazing Danielle Desantis. Welcome to the show, Stunner.
Hi, how are you?
I'm so happy that you're joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, congrats on your second business, Loda, and on the beautiful Stella Lou. I see all the photos.
Thank you. Yeah, it's never our intention to have a baby and a business at the same time, but somehow we've done it twice already. So, yeah, I guess that's our MO.
Now, I remember teaching you a decade ago, and I told you that you were destined for greatness, and here you are. A small business owner, a mama, living out your dream. Tell me about how you went from singing, professionally singing in Manhattan, to becoming a restaurant owner.
So, funny enough, I actually grew up in the restaurant industry. My parents owned a restaurant when I was younger. I also got a job in college at Hillstone Restaurant Group when I was 18 years old. I was singing, I was waitressing all at the same time. So, food has always been a part of my life. Restaurant industry has always been a part of my life. But when we made this change, it was actually triggered by my pregnancy with my son. So my husband had a high intensity finance job in Connecticut. I was working in Manhattan, singing, working during the day for that same entertainment company in the office, just doing the most. You know, I got pregnant with my son, and my husband and I looked at each other. We had always wanted to start something together, but we felt like this was the perfect time. We felt like this feels like the right time to make a transition, to change our pace of life. Let's do it. My parents had a restaurant up here in Bolton Landing, New York. So we kind of knew that we could segue into this community. We knew that there was a space opening up for our bakery. We just had a lot of things all falling in line for us to be able to make this change. So that year, we came to Bolton Landing. I had my son. We did not plan on this, but we opened Bear's Cup actually 10 days after my birth with Teddy. So it was a wild moment, but we figured it out.
You did, and you figured it out very effectively because you did it all over again. Now, when it comes to the restaurant and food service industry, women represent half the workforce, Danielle, but don't always get the recognition and support that they deserve. And for too long, the food industry has struggled to close the gender inequality that often occurs at top positions. Why do you think this is so?
You know, I do think that there's been an issue for a long time. I think my team knows how important it is to Louis and I as well to give the same opportunities to women as we do to men in the workplace, especially in the restaurant. There are definitely people out there still who do not see the value or worth of a woman in the workplace, but we pride ourselves as a company for having a woman CEO, that's me, and for also having a female-run kitchen. So there are definitely people out there still who do not see the value in this, but we pride ourselves like I was saying, in my company for having a woman CEO, for having a female-run kitchen. You know, it's funny because people will be like, "Oh, I heard there's an incredible chef at Loda. Who is he? She. Who is she?"
That's
It's a
right.
funny thing, and I love to correct people because they just automatically assume that it's a he, and automatically assume the owner of our company is a male. They'll ask for my husband. "Oh, can I speak with the owner? Where is he?" No, no, no. I'm the owner. How are you? You know,
Yep. Yep. And it's interesting because lack of media coverage, access to capital really, and access to affordable childcare are really just a few reasons, right? And this aggressive and misogynistic behavior is unfortunately a common occurrence in the often very male dominated back of the house in a restaurant. But
absolutely.
you're fortunate enough to have your business partner being your husband where you can share the tasks. What is it like working with Lewis? And how has this affected your marriage?
So it's incredible. I think it's only given our marriage more strength, more quality. In business, we pick up each other. How do I say? We have completely separate weaknesses and completely separate strengths. So where he is strong in the business, finance, back end, he has an incredible work ethic. Things that make my brain hurt, like the math and the paying others and all that. He takes care of so many things where I would fall flat. In the same instance, I think he would say, if he were on this interview, that I pick up a lot of the slack where he cannot cover, and we just have each other's backs in every moment. And like I said, completely opposite strength. So it has worked out in that aspect where we really do complement each other.
It's the
And
yin and the yang.
yes,
There
absolutely.
you go. Now, if you had to, and these are a couple of rapid fire questions, so to speak, but what's one of your favorite dishes that you serve at Loda?
I would say our signature dish is probably our miso cod and our steak frites. So those are two of my favorites. A personal favorite is the pigs in a blankie. We call them weenies as a staff. They're just our all beef weenies wrapped in Bear's Cup everything croissant. And people are like, they have pigs in a blanket on the menu. But then they try them and they say, "Oh my God, these are insane," because Bear's Cup everything croissant, being the actual helm of the dish, is incredible.
Amazing. And so these are both in Bolton, correct?
Yeah. So full disclosure, our businesses are right next to each other. Bear's Cup,
Oh, I love it.
wall with Loda. So it's been a fun ride to just walk in and out of the businesses. Our team is a team throughout. Everyone who works at Bear's Cup also works at Loda. They're working double time right now. It's been incredible.
I love it. I love it. So do you still sing, and do you sing at Loda?
Yeah. So if you can hear, my voice is completely raspy right now and in a not so great place, but I do sing. My soul revolves around music and singing. It's a big part of who I am. I told Lewis jokingly, but I think he took it seriously, that I need him to build me a stage in the middle of Loda that comes out from the ground, and fog will come out and a big microphone will stand on, and
And
yeah,
you'll do your thing. Do you sing to Stella Lou?
I do. Yeah. And
What's your
all the
favorite
time.
what's your favorite song to sing to her?
I can give you a little
Give me a little tease.
a little tease. Here's my angel.
Oh, she's so precious. Oh, goodness gracious. God bless her soul.
Because you are the best thing. You're the best thing. You are the best thing. You're the best thing, baby. You are the best thing, yeah, that ever happened to me. Yeah, baby. It's been a long day, baby.
Oh my goodness, that was amazing. That was incredible. Of course, I know what you sound like, but now the world does too. And of course, on iHeartRadio, that was phenomenal. Now, I don't want to cut that off, but let's move on to something that really has caught my attention statistically in the news. So teams with more women, Danielle, perform better, even though women are less frequently in higher ranking positions in the restaurant and hospitality industry. Teams with more women in executive positions statistically perform better. A recent report found that companies with more than 30% women on their executive teams are more likely to significantly outperform those under 20%. And this is especially true when comparing companies with 30% women or more to companies with no female executives. What do you say to that?
I say I'm not surprised. I say it makes complete sense to me. Nothing against men. Men are wonderful, and my husband is one of the greatest men I've ever known with an incredible work ethic. It's beyond anything I've ever seen in my life. However, I think women's brains work more emotionally intelligently when it comes to their staff members. I think that they take care of them differently. I think that women really understand the inner workings of the marketing behind a business. That's my role in my company. The marketing, the overall perception, and my staff members, taking care of them, making sure they're okay, making sure their mental health is always stable, making sure that they are always feeling appreciated, wanted, loved. I think that that's a woman's touch.
Oh, you just took the words out of my mouth. A woman's touch. I was literally going to say, well, that's a woman's touch. And that ends our segment because you said it so perfectly. I'm going to stop at perfection right there. Danielle, thank you so much for coming on. I hear Stella Lou in the background asking for mommy to come back. But listen, you are one incredible woman. Definitely going to send lots of people your way. And thank you so much for coming on and chatting life, love, family, and your amazing restaurants. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, you have to check out Danielle. Definitely support her, singer, restaurateur, wifey, supermama. Head to lodarestaurantgroup.com. Also check out bearscupbolton.com, and she's all over social media at Danielle Desantis. Remember, guys, that although there have been huge strides in making the restaurant industry a safer and more inclusive space for women and traditionally marginalized groups, this space has a very long way to go. Women are head chefs, award winners, and executives at prestigious food and restaurant businesses, but not nearly at the same rate as men. In 2022, women are now equal to men in terms of owning restaurant businesses and attending culinary school, but the pay for female chefs and restaurant workers desperately needs to catch up. Running a restaurant and working in the industry is incredibly challenging, and it is twice as difficult for women who also face bias, discrimination, and harassment. Please don't think twice about supporting Danielle and checking out her incredible restaurant and accomplishments, and more importantly, her beautiful family. That was our Millennial Mom segment brought to us by ogpay.com. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. We'll be right back after this.